So right now, I got some embroideries going on right now. I gotta get these orders done. But once I get these orders done, you guys, I plan on adding hook and loop to some hats, you guys. Be sure to tune in for that. But what's up, you guys? This is Chris with Patch Boy Darb. Patches for the culture. And we're adding hook and loop to a hat. I've never done it before, so we're gonna try it. And we're gonna see if we can make it happen, you guys. We are gonna see if we can make it happen. But hopefully it works out, because I plan on making these hats for specialty Christmas gifts for some friends and some loved ones. For the ladies, I got the female hats right here. They got the open slot in the back right here. So that way you can put your ponytail through. So I'm gonna be adding hook and loop to these particular hats here. And I was able to get these hats from Hobby Lobby, guys. They aren't too expensive at Hobby Lobby. They're only $6. Check it out. Hang on, let me show you. As you can see, these hats are only $6 a hat. So for $6 and some hook and loop, you too can make your friends or loved one some tactical hats. But before that, I got to get these orders done for Etsy. So let's go ahead and transition. All right, as you can see, I got the first hat loaded up onto my flat brim hat hoop. Now this is a dad hat, so the bill is curved. But we should still be able to do it with the flat brim hat hoop. So I still gotta wait to get these orders done. But once these orders are done, I will start embroidering the hook and loop onto the hat here. So keep on tuning in, you guys. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button as we are getting into doing this hat embroidery. Transition. Back in full effect. Let me go ahead and change the color thread on this other brother persona here. If you guys need a tutorial on how to install this hat driver here, be sure to check out my other video. I do have an in-depth video of installing this hat driver. Honestly, I did not use this thing enough, as this is real time right here, real time installing the hat hoop. And since we are embroidering directly onto a hat, be sure that you use this little guy right here. I don't know how important it is, but it says in the manual to put that little plastic tab right there. Cause I think when I set this hat hoop up, I set it up on my other brother persona. So it's not fully set properly on this one here, which is no big deal. I just gotta go in, unloosen a little bit of screws and tighten them down. Got one there, right here, and right here. And once I undo those four, you can see this kind of shifts. I just want to get this little rubber gasket underneath it, give it a little bit of pressure coming down, and then just tighten these back up here. All right, so my cap driver should be installed properly. Let me go and turn the machine on so it can get calibrated. Got my handy dandy USB stick right here with the file loaded onto it. Let's go ahead and get this into the brother persona right there. Okay. Hat files, let's do this one here. Bam. And check it out, you guys, with the brother persona. It does recognize when it has the hat hoop installed on it. I don't know if you guys can see right there, but it does show the cap driver frame right there. And you can see right here, I'm within my parameters. My design is 2.28 by 4.03 inches. Now that I got the better lens on there where I can actually zoom in and out like that, let's go ahead and install our little hat portion right here. As you can see, I already got the hat hooped up like I showed you guys earlier. My center point should be right here. So I got a center point of the hat hoop here, along with the center points of the little two metal screws that go right there. So I should be quite centered on the hat. So let's go ahead and just take it off of the driver here. And it comes off nice and easy, just like that. And here is how the whole hat assembly looks. Check it out, with the hat on it. Here's the inside with the stabilizer. Let me go ahead and move that stabilizer out the way right there. Make sure it's flat, but there's the inside, how it looks. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this onto the machine, onto that brother persona, and let's go ahead and do this hook and loop. That's installed. Actually, before I stitch this out, I'm gonna remove it and put a new bobbin in there so I can make sure I got a fresh new bobbin. Because with doing hats, it sucks if your bobbin runs out while you're embroidering a hat. My bobbin is about halfway full, but I'm still just gonna put a whole new bobbin in there. Okay. And just so it's threaded through, I am going to bring the needle down and bring the needle back up. we are right there. Then cut it. Okay, it should be set. Now let's get our hat on there and get to stitching onto this hat. Okay, let's do a quick little trace. Okay, should be good, should be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hook and loop right here and place it down onto the hat. It's going to do some placement stitches just to make sure it stays on there. And to do this, I'm just going to hold it in place by hand. Just until it gets started, because once it starts stitching, it'll keep the Velcro down by itself. Now this is the first attempt, so we'll see how it turns out. Let's make this happen. Okay, let it do its thing. So far so good, so far so good. Okay, okay. Now I'm gonna do it's just gonna do a single run stitch. That's gonna give the border I need to cut out the excess Velcro. The first stitching it did was just like some tack down stitch to keep the Velcro down. I guess I could have combined those two instead of separating them, but I'll just change that in the file once I get back on the computer. Okay, looking good, looking good. Perfect, perfect. Nice. From this point, I do got to cut off the excess Velcro here. All right, so I put the hat back onto the cap driver here, and I'm gonna use these little fob scissors, and let's see if we can use these fob scissors to cut out the excess Velcro. Or not the excess Velcro, the excess hook and loop. Because Velcro is copyrighted, so I gotta use the word hook and loop. I'm trying to figure out where I can start. Like I said, this is my first time doing this. You kind of just gotta get started. And now I can see where the stitches are. Depending on how this stitches out, I might start selling these on the Etsy shop. But let's see. It's still kind of tricky trying to see the Velcro. Okay, let's come this way now. Okay. You guys think it looks good so far? We're getting there. Now I gotta cut this tab over here. And here's what we have so far right here. Now let's go ahead and finish it up. It's going to do a satin stitch around the Velcro. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just doing a little bit of touch up right here. Let's get it back into the machine and finish off the embroidery. There we go. Back on the hoop. Now let's go ahead and see if it finishes up. It should do a satin stitch around the edges. Let's see if I digitize this nicely. Okay, okay. Going down the side. Not only am I testing to see if I digitize it well, I'm also testing to see if I cut the excess hook and loop well. Okay. Okay. We're getting there. It's going to do that satin stitch for a little while. Thumbnail. Let's get a thumbnail in. right, you guys, so the hat is done stitching out. Let's go ahead and take it off the hoop here. Let's get a closer look at this thing. Oh, look at that, look at that. Ah, that's looking good. So I think I still want to go in there and change the width of the satin stitch, but honestly, it looks pretty good. That does not look too bad. That looks pretty good right there. I do need to get it off the hoop, but looking at it, if I wanted to, I could even, instead of it being 4 inches width, I could probably make it 4.5 inches. I'm gonna have to try that 4.5 on the next hat, but that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get it off of this bracket here and see what it looks like without the bracket, the hoop on it. So now let's get this hat off. I'm gonna put this back here. I'm gonna unlock it from the bottom, and that'll release. I also got to take off my little L clips right here. And now this should slip right on up here, just like that. All right, let's get this off the hat hoop. When it comes to taking this off, you guys, always squish the hat. Never expand on this part here, because you don't want this to break and have to replace that. So you can always replace the hat easy, but it's probably going to be difficult to replace this plastic piece. So always squish the hat as you take it off. That's just a quick tip from your patchy boy here. Here is the finished hat. Check it out. Ooh, ooh. Let me change that brightness down real quick. I'm a little bright and shiny right now. For the ladies, shout out to the ladies out there, because we got the little ponytail slip right here. I am going to have some options available for the fellas as well. Or what you think, fellas? Would you rather have it on a Richardson hat like this, or would you rather have a dad hat? Let me know in the comments down below. But back over to the ladies' hat. This particular hat does have a Velcro in the back. And like I said, it got a little slit for those ponytails. But what do you think of the size of the Velcro? Is that a good size? It's 4-inch width, but I think I can get it to a 4.5-inch width. So I'm gonna try another hat, but with 4.5 inches instead. But here's a close-up on it so you guys can see the satin stitches. I did a pretty good job of cutting out the excess hooking loops. You can't see any of it. There's a little bit right there, but that's not too bad. Like I said, I am going to go in there and make the stitches of the satin stitch a little bit wider. And as you guys saw in the beginning, I did some single run stitches to go across the Velcro. So that way that Velcro is really in there. So here is what the inside looks like, if you guys can see. So you can see those stitches, you can see the satin stitch marks. And for this stitch out, I used 2 sheets of tearaway stabilizer. So we should be able to just tear that first layer off. And now we should be able to just tear off that second layer. Ah, yeah. And oh yeah, look at that now, guys. That is crisp and clean in there. You guys, this hat turned out awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you guys haven't seen the video of me stitching out the tactical beanie, be sure to check that video out as well. It will be towards the end of this video. Because at the end of this video, you will be able to check out both the setting up the hat frame on the Brother Persona, and you'll also be able to see me stitching out the first tactical beanie. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever I make future content. And last but not least, shout out to the Patch Gang. If you're not a Patch Gang member already, be sure to click that join button. It's only $2 a month, you guys. Just $2 a month. I'm gonna get on out of here, update this file, and start cranking out more of these tactical hats. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.